How to be more self-disciplined when you're not motivated. Motivation is a really interesting quality. In general, we're mostly motivated when something feels rewarding or pleasurable, and our motivation instantly goes down when we feel like something sounds challenging or unpleasant. However, when we're trying to build a new behavior or habit or get rid of an old one that isn't serving us, our motivation tends to be something that we look towards in order to change or create that habit. But if that new habit feels either unpleasant or like it's not going to be as reinforcing as our old habit, say not enjoying the cupcake but instead having the celery, or skipping out on happy hour to go to the gym, I don't know about you, but it doesn't feel as motivating to skip out on happy hour to go to the gym for me. So how then do we create the self-discipline to have and create new, happier, healthier, better habits for ourselves and get rid of old ones that don't serve us when we're not feeling motivated? Well, today's video is going to show you 5 ways to do just that. How to be more self-disciplined when you are not feeling motivated. So the first shift to make is to start thinking about your new habit or behavior as a non-negotiable. And this is what I mean. Instead of thinking of something that you want to change, let's say you want to start exercising every day as something that you could do if you wanted to, you could do if you could fit it in, you could do if you let something else go in your day or replace something else with the new exercise. Think about it as a non-negotiable, like brushing your teeth. So it may be a thought like, this is something I do every day. This is part of my daily routine, or this is a habit I always take time for. So for most of us, brushing our teeth is something we don't even think about whether or not we're going to make time for every day. It is a non-negotiable. For your new habit or behavior, whatever it is that you need to develop more self-discipline in order to add into your life, think about it as a non-negotiable as brushing your teeth. My second tip is to start small and build up. So here's an example. Let's say that you want to develop a new habit of drinking 8 glasses of water per day. You know that you're not drinking enough as it is, and you know all of the benefits of drinking more water. But currently you're only drinking 4 glasses of water more or less per day. It is so much easier to build up the self-discipline for a smaller habit, like, for example, going from 4 to 4.5 glasses of water per day, than to build up self-discipline for a big habit like going from 4 to 8 glasses per day. So what I would say is to add in that half cup of water per day, so go from the 4 to 4.5 glasses per day, and stick with that for 1, 2, 3 weeks until it becomes easy, a no-brainer, until it becomes your new habit. Building the self-discipline for this smaller habit by increasing it just a little bit is going to be far easier than trying to dive in and go to this whole new, very different behavior that you're not used to. My third tip for how to be more self-disciplined when you are not motivated is to stack the habit or behavior that you want to create with another automatic habit that already exists in your life. So in this example, let's take adding a multivitamin to your day. If you want to take a new vitamin and you keep forgetting, it's just not part of your routine, you'll get out the door, have breakfast, and think to yourself, gosh, I forgot to take it again, I'll do it tomorrow. Instead of making it something that you have to think of as a separate behavior, add it to an automatic behavior like brushing your teeth. So instead of having that multivitamin in the kitchen, keep it in the bathroom. Put it with your toothpaste. So when you go to reach for your toothpaste to brush your teeth, you have your vitamin right there, ready to take. By pairing it with a more automatic, already existing habit in your life, you take out the mental energy and the physical effort that it takes to add that new habit in. Add it to an existing habit and cut down on the effort it takes to create that self-discipline. My fourth tip for how to be more self-disciplined when you are not motivated is to replace habits that you want to reduce in your life with something similar that will take you a step closer to your goal. If you looked at my video on how to break a bad habit, you'll remember my example of replacing my nightly snacking habit with carrot sticks. So in that video, I talked about how just coming down the stairs at the end of the night would immediately make me crave something crunchy that I could snack on while I was watching TV. And in that video, I provided the example of popcorn, which happens to be one of my most frequently reached for snacks. So as I described in that video, instead of cutting out the popcorn habit immediately, because I know that I don't really need to snack after dinner, actually, I'm not even really usually very hungry, I instead replace my popcorn habit with carrot sticks. By replacing popcorn with something that was also crunchy and that gave me some of the same feel and still allowed me to munch on something during my evening shows, I didn't try to expect myself or push my body out of the habit of having something to snack on. Instead, I replaced it with something that was still similar to my original habit, however, got me a step closer to my ultimate goal of not snacking at all. Now, this becomes so much easier for me in the long run because it is much easier to kick a carrot snacking habit than it is to kick a habit of delicious buttery popcorn. So again, in this example, replace your habit with something similar that takes you one step closer to your goal. My fourth tip for how to be more self-disciplined when you are not motivated is to focus on consistency over perfection. It is more effective to focus on adding in a new habit in smaller amounts or increments than focusing on the perfection of adding it all in at once. So let's take the example of trying to add in a new habit of walking every day. If you add in the habit of walking a quarter mile every day, something that most people don't even think about as a big new habit or something that's going to be relevant to their health or wellness or weight goals, but if you think about or consider just adding in that quarter mile a day, it is much easier to stay consistent with it because it's not a lot to add into your day. It doesn't take much time, it's not a lot of distance, and if your body's not used to walking, it will be a lot more manageable. But let's say you add in that quarter mile every day and you're able to stay with it consistently because it's a smaller goal. Over the span of 1 year of this quarter mile per day, you will have walked over 91 miles in that year. You will have added countless benefits to your body health, your physical health, your mental wellness, and your heart health. However, if you instead say, nope, quarter mile a day, that'll do nothing for me. I'm going to go straight to adding in 3 miles per day, even though I don't walk at all right now. And you try to add that in and you stick to it for a week. You walk that 3 miles every day for a week, all 7 days, you get in that 21 miles. However, on week 2, you realize you're tired, you've got so much to do, you've been putting things off that you needed to do last week because you replaced it with the walking, and now you say, you know what, it was too much, let me just not even bother. Now, at the end of the year, you have that 21 miles you walked, you have that one golden week that you stuck to that really aggressive habit, that new perfect habit. However, you don't have the gains of what you would have had if you had just created a smaller habit. You don't have the gains of the 91 miles you would have gotten from that quarter mile habit. So instead of focusing on perfection when you're trying to add in a new behavior, a new habit, or get rid of an old one, think about how can I set myself up to be more consistent versus perfect so that I have better, more long-term gains. So those are my 5 tips for how to be more self-disciplined when you are not motivated. Did any of these resonate with you? If so, please drop a comment in the drop down below, and I'll see you in the next video.